Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the We Know Traitors podcast over here on RHAP. My name is Pooya Zanvikili, aka PZV, aka the Duke of Deception, as said by this award on my table. So, what you are about to hear is an interview with a contestant from the Traitors Canada, a very familiar contestant from this season of Traitors Canada to us. And we were able to score a interview to talk about the first episode. So this is me giving you first spoiler warning that this interview is going to consist of us talking about material that happened in episode 1, the premiere. So if you have not watched yet, get out and go watch it if you're trying to complete it, or watch ahead, enjoy the interview because it was very fun. But fair warning, you're gonna find stuff out. So if you're okay with finding stuff out, stay in. If you want to not find stuff out until you watch the episode, pause, go watch the episode, come back and enjoy this amazing interview that we got, little takes that we got, and honestly, hype that was built for this season through the interview. So make sure you check it out, enjoy, comment, let me know what you think, and yeah, I'll see y'all soon. Bye. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the We Know Traitors podcast over here on RHAP. I'm your host, the one and only, the Duke of Deception, ready to talk to someone who is on this season of Traitors Canada Season 3, who you have watched through episode 1, who we're going to get to talk to a little bit here and get some thoughts and ideas out of them, potentially. I'm joined by the one and only Omar Zaheer, Survivor 42 Zone. Omar, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. And you're the Duke of Deception, or is that Traitors Canada 3? Because what did I just watch?
I watched cinema personally. I don't know about you, because my God, that was incredible. Omar, I mean, just off episode 1, how does it feel to know you might potentially be in a historic season of The Traitors?
You know what? It's such an honor to be part of this cast on this season in this country because I think Traitors Canada does it better than pretty much everyone out there. So what a true, and I think it's an underrated gem. So I love that you're highlighting it, and I love how excited Kareen is about the show.
And she is a lot of us. We are all sharing very similar sentiments. So can you tell me how it felt approaching the castle and just generally getting to be on the Traitors? How were your feelings leading up to being there, essentially?
Yeah, I was very excited. I watched a lot of the seasons before, so I was excited to kind of get the ball rolling. So as soon as I hit the manor, I was like ready to run and start, strategizing and doing what I needed to do. But also, you got to keep it a little bit cool. So there was a lot of pent up energy and excitement, and that was really matched by the atmosphere, spooky, scary, rainy, and then the betrayed came and stole us away. And then immediately, as soon as that happened, I was like, this isn't going to be what I thought it was going to be. And it's time to start, reevaluating what this game is, because even finding out traitor hunting is 10K each, that changes the game completely.
Yeah, I do find it fun because someone like you, I imagine, definitely did their homework going into this, like you alluded to. I watched as many seasons as you could to get out there. So I personally find it, no, I was about to say funny, but I do love that they flipped the script on you a little bit. They kept you on your toes by the sounds of it.
Yeah, you're a little sadistic too, Pooya. Do you work for the show? I don't know. But yeah, it was great because the thing is, if you have a static game design or a static game, it becomes, a little bit boring when you're watching. So the fact that they can really spice things up a bit, and I think they spice things up in a way that I have been saying for years. Why is there no incentive to traitor hunt? Little things like that can change the game dramatically, and it doesn't have to be a game breaking thing. So I think Canada is staying ahead of it, and I love that. And I think that that's the theme of the season, and I'm excited to see what else they have in store.
Yeah, I feel like the thought of adding 10K as an incentive, I think goes a long way because especially when you have a cast this big, you're gonna have people who are going to vocalize, yo, 10K is a lot of money. Let's not dilly-dally. I feel like we've seen other seasons where people will figure out a traitor, but they'll kind of keep it under their belt. They want to keep it quiet. They want to bring them closer to the end. I feel like you're going to be punished when there's 10K on the line. So it does add some new layers, and I'm very excited to explore those as the season goes along. Now, I've played many a games with you, so I almost don't need to ask this, but the audience will not know potentially what I'm talking about. Omer, what were the odds that you wanted to be a traitor going into this?
I was begging to be a traitor. I was like, Kareen, this is my jam. This is my job. I'm here. It's not that I want to be it. I have to be it. I was excited to be a traitor. So when I got that little, and you know what? They think it's just a tap. It's a squeeze. You feel really
A
good when you get that little
squeeze.
squeeze on the shoulder. And I was
Hmm.
just gagged. I was so happy. I was jumping out of my seat, in my seat. And I was like, calm down, calm down, calm down. Be cool. Be cool. Your dream has come true. And then it was like, oh, to play. And then I was like, did she really just say that? I still got to pretend for a few minutes, right? And so it was just, but that's again, the thing is it was deflating for me and sad, but I was like, oh, wow, this is great for the show because we all were doing the thing where it's like, let's look out for who is drinking water, who's touching their beard, twirling their little mustache. And all of that went out the window because everything we were looking for was actually the opposite. And so we saw a little bit of that last night with the water glass with Coco and stuff like that. But I think it just threw everybody for a loop. And that is Traitors Canada 3 is keeping you on your toes.
Well, I do love it in so many different ways, primarily because it essentially neutralizes any assumptions anyone makes at that initial reaction after the blindfolds come off. Because we've seen one too many times people who, because again, no one's going to react the same way. Some people just be sweaty, just on a regular,
Mhm.
like naturally. Some people get red in the face a little naturally, just on the regular. So it kind of forces people to move past that because, okay, yeah, whatever we saw there isn't the case. Because, like, most of us thought we were tapped on the shoulder. So I do like that quite a bit. And I have to imagine for you, when you're getting tapped on the shoulder, was your first instinct, I don't care what anyone else looks like, let me just act normal? So it means you weren't probably reading into everybody else as closely as you would if you thought you were faithful.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. It's like stay cool, stay calm, stay
Mhm.
collective, as Rodney from Survivor 30 said. And so my
What a throwback.
mentality was you got to just chill and keep your heart rate down, look around, look like but look like you're looking, even if you're not. And because eventually, if you're a traitor, you'll find out the traitors doesn't matter right away.
Mhm.
So yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. And what a whirlwind, though.
And I will say this respectfully, I think they did you a favor
How
because
dare you?
I don't like the idea that you're a faithful, the blindfolds come off, and you're immediately like, all right, these three people are suspect. I'm going to ream them out immediately. So I think count your lucky stars a little bit, Omer, as a friend, as a friend. Okay.
Okay, so you did
Um,
it for me. Okay, I got you, traders.
they did you a favor. Now there's one person from your franchise also on the show. How was your feelings when you saw her in the castle? When you saw
I,
Venus in the
yeah, I saw
castle?
Venus, the internet's queen. So I was excited to see her. But then also, I'm like, am I going to get the fiery side of Venus? Like, I don't know. I saw her on Survivor 46, but it was very exciting to see a familiar face, somebody who I think is misunderstood in many ways. And I was so excited to play with Venus. And she's got that cold, cutthroat attitude. So I was like, let's go because I'm ready to go. And she's going to be the perfect person to kind of bounce off of because we are similar mindseted but different players, and that is what you want in an alliance, in my opinion.
Okay. I'm so happy that I remembered to ask this question. Omar, I want to talk about the mission from last night.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Could you have
What?
done that equation without a without a pen and a paper, Pooya?
On the contrary, my friend. I was watching, I saw Venus in that group, I saw you in that group, and I thought, bro, we just brown. Doesn't mean we're gonna be good at the math. Are you good at the math? Did you volunteer for the math?
I was begging for the math. I was ready to
Why?
go because I'm good at math. And the thing is, without a pen and a paper, you're multiplying 57 by like 1,346. Like, come on. Without a pen, with everybody chitter chattering around you, I'm looking to my left and I'm seeing Meredith crashing out about not knowing the code and is New Brunswick an island? And then the other side, they just get to pull up their little like heavy chain. I could do that. I've got muscles. Like, and we have to do the square root of, well, 1440, 120, whatever, but multiplied by 57 and not knowing if we needed to follow bed mass. It was impossible.
Yes, I agree. But I also would say if I just had Corinne squeeze my shoulder and 19 other people's shoulders and then tell us we are all not traitors, I would not trust the math to be like just your multiplication table. Like, what math equation did you think you were gonna get?
Honestly, I thought I was going to kill. I was so sure. And I was like, I am ready. And I was not at all. And you know what? We should have split it up. We should have split it up. And we just, it was a mess. It was honestly a mess.
Well, I'm just happy. Like, okay, I'm not happy that you couldn't complete the math equation. I'm sure you got a talking to from some family members, as I imagine would be the case for me. Like, how dare you fail on television?
Yeah, and they're saying that with their calculator at their beck and call, please.
Right, their phone at the ready. But it's almost a blessing in disguise that you didn't have to face the reality of having to leave one of you over there at the plank before going back with the gold. So,
oh, Venus was getting off.
That. Oh my god. Oh my god, please don't say that.
No, I feel like I would not have gotten, I don't think I would have gotten off, but I think that it would have been probably Kitten or Kara, just because they're like the little parents of us, you know, like don't put your kids at risk. You get off the boat. I think they would have done it.
Yeah. Would you have pushed back if there was a vocal contingent saying, Omar?
No, I mean, I would say at worst, we do it randomly. At worst.
At worst.
But at best, why don't you take one for the team, Kitten or Kara? Come on.
So we get to see the first instance of you on the show, and you're in the car ride and you're explaining to some folks about your origin, which makes sense. You have to let them know you're from Survivor. That's probably going to come up, right? I do like the way you packaged it, implying that you just got betrayed by your best friend, making you look naive. Was that planned the way you came in with that?
Poor little old me. I just got stabbed in the back by my friend. I'm not thinking that way at all. It's not because I was scheming and needed to go, you know? So yes, that was, because the thing is, I knew that this had opened up to applicants, so I know somebody's going to recognize me. And that's probably the biggest thing they're going to remember. So why refresh their memory on all the other stuff? So neat.
That's fair, especially because I feel like, you know, having met you versus first watching you, you pulled the wool over my eyes. You know, I feel like the Omar I know is a lot more animated. And I imagine, but here's the thing. I feel like this was a brilliant way to start for you, right? It offsets it. You lost $1 million. Your friend backstabbed you. You are naive. You are gullible. You are trusting. All that works. But I know, and obviously I haven't seen anything beyond episode 1. But if I know Omar, that mask is going to slip off so quickly when you get to a round table. And I'm just so excited for us to get that opportunity to see that.
You'll have to tune in to CTV at 9 o'clock and crave a streaming on the next day, but we'll see.
Absolutely. So is there anything else, Omar, that you feel like we haven't talked about that you want to touch on here? Here's your opportunity, your moment.
It's really just an honor to be in this cast. It's an honor to be on this season where they're changing so many things up. I will say, binge watching so many English speaking versions in such a short period of time, it really does get repetitive. But I feel like Canada is so fresh, so different. And I'm loving like watching. I loved watching season 2, especially of the Canada version. It's one of my it's probably like top 3, if not top 2 or 1 of all the versions. So I like UK one as well. And so to be a part of the franchise, to see some huge names and fun people like Venus and Kevin and Ty from the gamer side. I didn't know Coco, but Coco we've seen is so funny. And then also iconic social media star Sarah Nicole and Kitten Caboodle and our real housewife who I begged for her to throw water in my face. And instead Kevin did. So it was just incredible. And I'm so excited for everybody to watch the show. I'm so excited that people are pumped about the show. Thank you for covering it,
Of course.
Father. It's going to be great.
Well, I want to leave you with one last moment here. This is your moment to, if someone's checking this out, and they are checking this out because they like and love Omar from Survivor. Can you use this last minute to convince someone who's a Survivor fan why they should check out the Traitors, and specifically check out the Traitors Canada 3, and how there might be parallels between the show they love versus this show?
Well, Survivor and Traitors, they're both about social strategy. You have to be able to integrate with yourself, with all the people, find what works for them, what makes them tick, and do it in a pressure cooker where, Survivor's starting in 6 people tribes now. This is a 22-person tribe. You got to keep track of everybody and what's going on. And it combines the strategic element, but it's like 2 games are going on at once. It's like 2 Survivors in one go. You have the traitor side, the faithful side, both with different goals. Faithful's, even you have to be suspicious enough to not get murdered, but not suspicious enough to get banished. Like, it's like walking a tightrope, and it's social, it's strategic, it's fun, it's chaotic, it's everything you could possibly want and love in Survivor, but in a castle where you get to eat a little bit of food.
And if you've only watched one episode of The Traitors and it was this one, there's not that much math. That's probably the only time math is going to come up like that. So we should be safe.
That's what you think, but you have to count the votes.
Well, that's math. That's, I think, more doable. That's the math you thought you were going to get when you signed up to do the math portion.
Exactly.
As long as there's no equations, we're going to be fine. Well, Omar, thank you so much for giving us your time here today. Can't wait to see how the rest of the season shakes out for you. And I will talk to you again in some capacity whenever your time on the show comes to an end. I'm just hoping that that's finale. So we'll see.
Yes, thank you so much for having us. And I can't wait to listen to your coverage, sir.
Amazing. Well, take care, Omar. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.